Think we'll just do yoga to make you happy. So we'll come onto our mats if you're not already there and close your eyes. Take what you need to get adjusted to land here. Your palms to your knees, face up or face down. They may just rest gently in your lap. Line head over heart and heart over pelvis. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Maybe you yawn because it's so early in the morning. Maybe you're not awake yet. Just take a few grounding breaths here. Take a moment to think of your intention. Why are you here? Why did you show up on your mat? What do you need to remember as you move through your practice and move throughout the rest of your day? Maybe a word or a phrase, an emotion. For me today, let go is what's coming up. Let go, let go, let go. Let go and release. I think that means a lot of things, but I think overall, I think it means today anyway. Let go of the moments that pass. Don't drag them with you from one moment into the next. Let go of expectations. And we'll open our eyes. We'll lift our arms up overhead and look up. And bring your hands down to the heart. Do that 2 more times. Bring your arms up overhead. Inhale, look up. Hands down to the heart. Just slowly starting to move with our breath and wake our bodies up. Hands up overhead. Inhale. Exhale down to the heart. We'll plant our right hand on the mat. Lift our left arm up to the sky and lean to the right. Switch sides, left hand comes down, right hand lifts and lean to the left. It can be farther behind you, farther out to the side. No right or wrong hand placement here. Just leaning and stretching through the side body. Back to the left, left hand up, lean to the right. Move your neck in any way that feels good. Just taking a moment, taking what you need. Start waking up your body and listening to your body. Switch sides. One more time. Come over to the right. Maybe twist. And we'll come over to the left. And back to center. And take some cat-cows here from a seated position. So start with your head over heart, heart over pelvis. And you'll gently start to lean forward, to curve through the spine and lift your head up. I like to have my hands placed on my knees here, palms grounded down to use this extra support. And then on your exhale, you'll scoop the belly in and curve back, head down. I'll turn sideways so you can see. And I'll make exaggerated movements as well, so you don't think that you have to go this far. So forward, inhale, and exhale, round. Inhale. And exhale. And just start to move on your own. Take any movements that feel right. You may start to make some circles with your spine one way, and then the other. To use my core, my upper body as like a butter churn, and just kind of roll around from side to side, going one way and then the other. You may feel areas that are stuck that you need to work through. Just take your time here. We get to all the other stuff. There's time for that. For now, you just need to really listen to your body and wake it up. Come back to stillness. We'll work our neck. Drop your chin to your chest. Ground your shoulders up and back. Look up. Head drops back, chin to the sky. And forward, chin to chest. And one more time, chin to the sky. Come back to neutral, right ear to right shoulder. And left ear to left shoulder. You can do this a few more times. You may want to take some gentle circles with the neck or semicircles. Lots of people with lots of neck injuries. So make sure you listen to your body. If it hurts, don't do it. If it's contraindicated because of an injury that you have, don't do it. Remember that it's always acceptable to sit and breathe, either in easy seat in a cross-legged position, child's pose, Tadasana or mountain pose, downward facing dog. All right. We'll come on to all fours. And we'll make our way very slowly and gently to downward facing dog. So from all fours, sit back on your heels. Start stretching through the front body. You drop your head to the mat, getting a good stretch through your feet as well as your upper back body. And then from here, we'll gently peel our way up. Sits bones toward the sky. Downward facing dog. Start to walk your dog out. Bending one leg and then the other. And come down to your knees. Transition to a high plank. And then drop down to your bellies. And we'll come up into a gentle cobra. Plant your palms back by your ribs. Lift back up. Come back to child's pose. Toes under. Lift to downward facing dog. Down to your knees. Plank on your knees. Gentle morning chaturanga. And lift to cobra. Just our breathing, matching movement to breath. Slowly waking the body up. Hands back by the ribs. Push back into child's pose. Curl your toes under it and downward facing dog. One more time, back down to the knees. Chaturanga. Cobra. Back to child's pose. And downward facing dog. Start to walk our way up to the top of the mat for a forward fold. And grasp opposite elbows or just let your hands hang this morning. Be gentle with your body. Take a generous bend in the knees. Feet can be zipped together or wide apart or anywhere in between. And we'll move our way over to the right side. You may want to turn your toes out to the right, straighten your left leg. Gently bend over the right. And back to center and to the left. And back to center. Halfway lift and fold. Halfway lift and fold. Rise to standing Tadasana. Take conscious foot placement. Ground down through all four corners of the feet. Round your shoulders forward, up and back. Be conscious of your pelvis. If it's poking out here, bring it back in. Zip up through the front body, ground down through the back. Some of the definitions of yoga is yoke or union of. So it's this union of grounding and lifting in all the poses, the union of breath and movement. Think of that as we move through today. Where can you ground down so that you can lift higher? So in mountain pose, Tadasana, we ground down through the back body and lift through the front body. You may lift so much through the front body that your toes come up off the ground. Everything is engaged. Your thighs are engaged. Your abdominal muscles are engaged. Really zipped up through the core. Rise up, hands up overhead. Look up, hands to heart center. Drop your arms, again up overhead. And exhale back to center. And one more time, arms up overhead, inhale. And exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll slow. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, step back, plank. Downward facing dog. Same here in downward facing dog. You're grounding down through your feet, down through your heels, even if they don't touch the ground. Grounding down through your palms, through your finger pads, so that you can lift in the hips. Rise up on the toes and step forward. Halfway lift, fold. Rise up to Tadasana, arms up overhead. And fold. Halfway lift, step back, plank pose. And downward facing dog. Your next exhale, come forward, and halfway lift, fold, Tadasana, reach up, look up, inhale, and then exhale, fold, halfway lift, plant your palms, step back, plank, and downward facing dog. You don't have to move exactly with my cues. Listen to your breath and your body. If it resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. Step forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise up to Tadasana. And fold. Halfway lift. Flat back. Plant your palms and step back. Time we'll take a chaturanga. Knees up or knees on the mat. Up dog or cobra. Curl your toes under a downward facing dog. Again, you can get there any way you need to. So if you want to come, if you're in plank, you need to drop down to your knees. Chaturanga to cobra. And then if to come up into down dog, you need to just shift up and curl your toes under and lift your knees off the mat and come up that way. There's nothing wrong with that. And step our right foot forward. Warrior one. Arms up overhead. And plant the palms. Step back, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one on the left. Take your time and find your footing. Any movements that you need to. There you can see your big toe when you glance down. If you can't, then open out from the hip a little bit. And back to downward facing dog. Step forward, fold, halfway lift, fold, reach up, look up, Tadasana. Drop down into chair pose. Send your hips down, bend your knees. Uttanasana. Have your hands together at your heart or up to the sky. Drop your hips 2 or 3 inches lower. And fold. Step your feet apart. Grab your big toes and lean in. Feet back together, come back into chair. Take a chair twist to the right. So right elbow, upper arm comes onto the top of the right thigh. Back to center and twist to the left. And back to center. Feet apart, gorilla pose. Palms under your feet. Drop your head. And then we'll drop down into garland or crow pose. Whatever's speaking to you today. And we'll hop back into plank. To downward facing dog. Plant your left foot, lift your right toes to the sky. Moving and opening up the body. And switch sides. Right toes come down, left toes lift. And we'll drop back on the knees. And just sit on our heels. Inhale through the nose and sigh it out. Let go of anything that's come up that's no longer serving you. It's not helping you get to your state of happiness. To move through these poses, through the vinyasa flow, we release a lot of energy, a lot of stuck emotion and things that resides in the body. When we do, it's important to sigh it out, to clear it, to let it go. When you get clear on that, you start to tune in with your body. You can feel when that's happening. As you move through your day, you may notice that you walk around your house or around your workplace going, at first people may look at you like you're crazy, but that's okay. It really does work. Okay. Our breathing return to normal. And we'll rise up into camel pose. So come up onto the knees. Hands at your low back. Shift your hips forward and look up. Option to stay here. You can also curl your toes under and drop your hands to your heels. Or come into the full expression of the pose. Come down to child's pose. Transition onto our bellies. Rest your right ear on the floor. Just let go. Switch sides. Rest your left ear on the mat. For this next series, I want you to be aware of how supported you are by the earth, by your mat, how you can rise up and do anything. You set your mind to it and set your intention and take small steps each day towards your goal. You'll lift up into a locust, toes together, heels can be apart. And keep your arms back by your side, extended, fingertips extended towards your feet. Palms face up, option up or down. Lift our heads off the mat. Inhale. Exhale. We'll lift our bodies. Chest, shoulders, hands, fingertips, feet, ankles, shins, knees, thighs if you can get there. And then come down. Rock it out from side to side, releasing any tension. And we'll rise up for locust number 2. Hand placement can stay the same. You can grasp hands at your low back. You have your arms out in front of you for a superhero locust. We go with hands clasped behind. And we'll rise up. Lift to your highest point. And come down. I've been in classes where after every single back bend, after every locust, after every camel, after every bow, every bridge, every wheel. People sigh out. So get real, be honest with yourself, and let go as things come up. Grab our feet and rise up into bow pose. Option to do one leg at a time. Rise up. And come down. And bow number 2. Option to grab the ankles. Do one at a time and do the opposite. And we'll rise. And come down. And we'll flip over onto our backs. We'll take some bridges. Take whatever you need to get there. And then rise up. Lift your hips up off the back. Your low back, one vertebrae at a time. We'll do 3 of these. And come down. Inhale and exhale. Rise up. Bridge number 2. Option for wheel. Come down. Rise up. Wheel number 3. Or another option for another wheel. Just take what you need. Then lift your heels up off the ground. Come up onto your toes. Full expression. Squeeze your thighs together. And come down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Knees together. Feet together. Knees wide apart. One hand on your stomach and one on your chest. And to close your eyes and start to go inward. Lift your feet up and take a happy baby, grabbing the outer blades of both feet with your hands. We're going to transition to pigeon on the right. So you can do this from your back. So I'm going to flip over today and do it on my belly, but I'll show you on the back before we get there because we're going to be there for a while today. So take your time to get set up and to get comfortable. And whether you choose to take it face up or face down. So you're taking it on your back. You'll simply plant your left foot in the floor. Bring your right knee on top of your right thigh, or your right knee, your right ankle on top of your right thigh. And then you can stay here and just breathe, working through that hip, using your hand to push it out. You could also thread the needle and come up, making sure you keep your top foot flexed. If you would like to transition onto your stomach with me, feel free to make your way there now. All right. Keep breathing. Notice the longer that you're here, the more you can release. We'll switch sides. Curl your back toes under if you're on your belly. If you used to come through a downward dog, three-legged dog. If you're on your backs, simply switch sides. Your stomach, you can bring your shin initially so that your shin is parallel to the mat. You'll likely notice that as you start to fold over your shin, depending on how tight your hip is, will depend on how far in your foot comes. That's okay. Just make sure you keep your toes and your foot flexed to prevent injury. And drop down as low as you can, releasing your head, using your hands and your forearm to support you. And just breathe and notice that the longer you stay, the more you can release, the more that comes up. And we'll come up into a seated position. Extend your right leg out in front of you. Janu Shavasana, left knee bent. Make sure we're pivoting our upper body towards our toes. So what I like to do is I like to bring my arms to my side and then just turn my upper body until I can see my toes in between my fingers, and then fold forward. Rise up and switch sides. Left leg comes out, right leg comes in. Same deal. Arms by your side, and then pivot until your toes in between your fingers. And you start to fold forward. You may just come to here. Just rest your hands down on the mat. You can choose to go a little deeper. Let your breath be your guide. Let it move your body. Let it help you go deeper. We'll rise back up. Put both legs out in front. Take a forward fold. Paschimottanasana. Fold over both feet, over both legs. Rise up. Transition onto our backs. Hug everything in. Hands out by your side. We'll drop our knees to the left and take a spinal twist. Keeping your shoulders grounded down into the mat. Back to center. And switch sides. Knees fall gently to the right. Gaze to the left. Back to center. Take butterfly. Go ahead and take waterfall. Lift your legs up over your head or over your hip. Let your blood flow, return to your heart. Just stay here and keep breathing. Go ahead and Drop your feet to the mat. Extend your legs out long. Palms out by your side, palms face up. Continue to lay here and breathe. Continue to be still. Feel what you feel. Take an energy scan through our body. We're going to start with our right thumb. Notice your right thumb. Second finger. Third finger. Fourth finger. Pinky. Palm of the hand. Back of the hand. Wrist. Forearm. Elbow. Upper arm. Shoulder. Come across the shoulders, the base of the neck, to the left shoulder. left upper arm, left elbow, forearm, wrist, back of the hand, palm of the hand, pinky finger, second finger, third, fourth, and thumb. Come up to the crown of the head, the forehead, eyes, cheeks, nose, upper jaw, tongue, roof of the mouth, lower jaw, neck, throat, upper back, chest area, mid back and the lungs and upper abdomen, lower back, lower abdomen, buttocks and pelvis area, right hip, right thigh, knee, shin and calf, ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot, big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth toe, back up to the hips, left hip, left thigh, left knee, shin and calf, heel, ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot, big toe, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Feel what you feel. Notice your entire body. Is it relaxed? Is it awake? Start to wiggle our fingers and our toes. Take a full body stretch up overhead. And roll over to the right side of the mat today, the sun side. Planting your right palm into the floor. And then gently pushing up into your seat. Palms together at the heart. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Thank you for joining. Namaste.